New year, new me. As we enter 2024, I thought it'd be fun to guess who will become champ or stay as champ in the UFC. I think 2023 there was a total of 11 different champions if you include those interim belts. 12 if you want to add that BMF belt. Even if you don't include those, there was a lot of shakeups and surprising wins this year. MMA is one of the most unpredictable sports out there, which is why I never bet on it. Who remembers that dude that bet like 300k on Nunes to beat Pena the first time? Somebody should probably check up on that guy. Is he even still alive? Overall, it was a great year for MMA and the matchmaking was as solid as it could be. It's never going to be 100% where the rankings make sense and the top guys face each other. It's mainly who drives the most traffic and brings in those pay-per-view numbers. The current champions are as follows. Pantoja as the flyweight champion, Sean O'Malley at bantamweight, Volko at featherweight, Islam at lightweight, Leon welterweight, Sean Strickland middleweight, Alex Pereira at light heavyweight, and John Bones Jones at heavyweight. Pretty solid lineup there, and 2024 already looks promising. First numbered card, UFC 297 will be main evented by Strickland going up against DDP. UFC 298 is Volkanovski versus Ilya, and then UFC 299 is O'Malley versus Cheeto. Also, UFC 300 already has some good fights and Dana keeps hyping up the card, so there's that. Since the UFC 297, 298, and 299 championship fights are already confirmed, I'll go ahead and break down who I think will be champ in their respective divisions. For the middleweight division, it's a tough one. Strickland and DDP is honestly as 50-50 as can be. Strickland is fresh as champ, taking out the anime overload Israel Adesanya. We all know Strickland is solid all around. He's got the experience, athleticism, stamina, all that. Is Sean a great fighter? Yes. Elite? I don't think so. I think the big factor here will be just how good his chin is. Dricus is massive. Look at that dump truck. He hits hard, but not Alex Pereira hard though. He doesn't just shut someone's lights out. His last two wins were TKOs, taking out Derek Brunson and Whitaker. Don't get me wrong, the dude is heavy-handed and can put anyone away. Plus, Strickland can be KO'd as shown by the previously mentioned Alex Pereira. So the question is, can Dricus KO Strickland? I think the answer is yes. The fight will go one of two ways. Sean by decision or Dricus by KO. My bet is Strickland gets KO'd in the late first or second round. Now, will Dricus hold on to the belt for long? Nope. DDP has a cardio and grappling problem, and as soon as I mention grappling, I think you can guess where this is going. Looking in the top 5 of middleweight, barring Whitaker, there aren't too many solid grapplers. I think 2024 is where Khamzat makes his run in the middleweight division and will become champ. On to the next card, which is Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilya Shrimp Temporia. Volko has been the king of featherweight for the last, 4 years? The dude is Max Holloway's kryptonite. Everyone would say Volk is gonna run right through Ilya if Charles didn't get injured and that second Islam fight never took place. Volk got head kick KO'd in October and the Ilya fight is taking place in February. That's 4 months to recover from your first ever knockout at age 35. If you've been watching this channel, then you know how I look at fighters who are at or above that 35 years of age. Add on top of this that Ilya is as heavy-handed as they come in the featherweight division. This man and Josh Emmett can clean KO people. They have that Midas touch. When you see all these facts and put all the clues together, it's pretty easy to pick who's going to be featherweight champ. Volko by decision, baby.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! Abu Dhabi! Let's go!
The last confirmed title fight so far is O'Malley versus Cheeto. I know Cheeto beat O'Malley the first time around, but the story of that fight was O'Malley's leg giving out. This time I think O'Malley will cruise by to a decision win. Basically a repeat of when Cheeto fought Sandman. Cheeto normally starts very slow and has to get into his rhythm. I think Sean will just keep that distance and pressure and leave Vera a step behind. Now as to if O'Malley will remain champ. Might be a bit controversial, but I say no. The bantamweight division is stacked up the ass. A straight murderer's row of contenders and former champs. Aljo, Marab, Cejudo, Sandman, Yan, Yadong, Figgy, a half-retired Cruz, and a Nurmagomedov. I wouldn't be surprised if we even see 2 different bantamweight champions in 2024. Flyweight will just either be Pantoja keeping the belt or him and Moreno passing it back and forth like when Figgy was champ. Lightweight is a pretty easy one too. Islam is currently champion after that KO win. I think he'll stay there for all of 2024. The dude actually wants to be active, so I don't know what the hell's taking the UFC so long to book a damn fight. He can't fight during Ramadan, and nobody wants to see him defend it once a year. But even if he were to defend though, the division is in a weird spot. Barring Arman, the top 5 are all guys that have either beat each other or have been beaten by Khabib. A pretty funny predicament we got here considering Islam is Khabib 2.0. I say give Gaethje a title shot and let Arman fight Charles for a title eliminator. That way Justin stops whining for a title shot and Islam fights 2 times in a year. Still, I think Islam takes Justin down and submits him. Gaethje and submissions were never friends. Even if Arman or Oliveira gets the rematch, I think they'll lose again. The first fight between Arman and Islam was competitive, but Islam still beat him. Islam had the better cardio, offense, defense, and submission game. I know it was 4 years ago, but even today I think it plays out similar. Same thing with Charles, just another win for Makhachev. Islam is too slick on the ground to get submitted by Charles, and on the feet we all know what happened last time. On to welterweight, and it's gonna get a little wild here. Now stick with me. Everybody knows I don't like Leon Edwards. If someone were to give me the option of either having to listen to a Leon Edwards interview or listen to Stipe try to read a Harry Potter book, I'm choosing Stipe 10 out of 10 times. Leon is boring and we have beef that goes way back. I'm gonna go ahead and say Bilal remember the lazy eye Muhammad beats Leon. Call me crazy, but I think Bilal will get Leon to the ground over and over again and grind to a decision win. I know people are gonna look back to the first fight and say Leon was piecing Bilal up until the eye poke. And this is true, I can't deny that. Watching the first round again, Leon landed the exact same head kick that he hit Usman with on Bilal and wobbled him. On the feet, Leon was just plain out striking Bilal in the fight, but there were a special couple moments that I noticed in the fight. One was Bilal bleeding from his eye after the eye poke, that shit was nasty. And 2 was Bilal manhandled Leon in the clinch. Every time Leon initiated a clinch, Bilal was quick to flip it around. I think in the grappling department, Bilal schools Leon. Plus, Bilal has been on its hair since then. 5 wins and they're not your average Neil Magny gatekeepers. Maya, Wonderboy, Luque, Brady, and Burns. Bilal gets a lot of hate because he's cringe, which I agree, but he's on a solid run here. I say Bilal beats Leon, but doesn't keep the belt for long. All hail horse meat. Enter Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Shavkat Rakhmonov. That man gives me chills.
This is the guy who will be welterweight champ by end of 2024. 18-0 all finishes, and the man just submitted Wonderboy for the first time in his career. Easy pick there. On to light heavyweight. This is a tough one to predict too. A lot of questions need to be answered. Will Izzy come back and face Pereira? What's going on with Alex Pereira versus Aspinall? And what the hell happened to Dominic Reyes? Did everyone just forget about him? The supposed genetic and athletic freak who took down the GOAT John Jones, but then got brutally knocked out in his next 3 fights? Like I'm talking CTE causing KOs. What the hell went wrong there? Back to championship talk, I think Alex will somehow end up keeping the belt. What light heavyweight will beat him? Hill? Nope. Yuri he just beat. Ankalaev maybe, but he likes to just stand and bang, so that's hit or miss. And Jan is a gatekeeper. If Izzy does challenge Pereira at light heavyweight, I think Alex beats him. Alex was already massive at middleweight, and the size difference between him and Izzy will just be multiplied at light heavyweight. Plus, before Alex got brutally KO'd, he was piecing up Adesanya again. If he didn't overstep and go too aggressive there, I think Pereira would have KO'd Adesanya, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Just like John coulda, woulda, and did hide under the ring to evade a drug test. Which brings me to heavyweight. As sad as it may be, I don't think John Jones will ever fight again. He's 36 and just had his first ever big injury that sidelined him from fighting Stipe. He's already rich, and even if he gets a Stipe fight, he most likely wins that and then retires. Stipe is an old man now and hasn't fought in 2 years. His last fight he got put to bed by Ngannou, so does he even have that chin anymore? Although I think he'll still put up a good fight, Jones will win by decision or TKO. But honestly, I think Jones' time inside the octagon is done. Pound for pound wise, everybody only cares about the number 1 spot. I say Islam retains the number 1 spot with a title defense or 2. Was about to end the video as I almost forgot women still fight in the UFC. Zhang Weili stays champ and Valentina reclaims her throne. There's a women's pound for pound ranking? What the fuck?